There are people on your email list who would love to have a conversation with you and potentially even take the relationship, so to speak, a step further and become a client or a customer of yours, but they just sometimes need just a little bit of nudging. How do you do that using email to your warm list and get those conversations going? So, my name is Kevin Sanderson from LGN Marketing, which stands for Lead Generation and Nurturing. And in this video, I'm going to share with you 3 very simple emails. I wouldn't necessarily send them out, all at the same time, but you can just kind of sprinkle them out throughout time, and you will start some conversations with people on your email list who are kind of that low-hanging fruit who, they just needed a little bit of extra nudging to get to a point where they wanted to take that next step and have a conversation with you. But, if you didn't ask, they didn't think to move things along. So sometimes we all just need a little bit of nudge, and you're actually doing them a favor. So I'm going to show you these templates that I've put together here. Now, in full disclosure, these templates are ones that I didn't fully come up with any of these on my own. They're just ones that I've kind of learned, different tips over time, but they're ones that I've seen work, and that's what I'm sharing with you. So the first one on here, which actually, this is a guide here. If you want, you can get this email Handraiser guide that I put together just in the chat down below. Just comment email, and either myself or my team will respond and get you a copy of this. So looking at this first email, super simple. And this is one I got to give credit to Alex Ramosi. I do remember he's the one that I learned this specific one from. And it's basically just, just subject line and body of email. Are you still interested in topic? You could add just reply and let me know, or you literally could just say, are you still interested in topic? ? I mean, keep it as simple as possible. So whatever your topic is, and when you say topic, like, you may want to make it results based. So for example, here, this one particular one we used, are you still interested in scaling on Amazon? And so this one, we ask, are you still interested in scaling on Amazon? If they're not, hey, it's a good chance to get them off your list. And, because if they're holding up space in your email list, like, you can only have so many, and, you get added to another tier and it's more expensive, no sense keeping them on there. Or if they're not interested, sometimes just seeing it like in the subject line, like, nah, that's not my thing anymore. They can either respond back, no, I'm not, or they can hit the unsubscribe button. Now, they're actually helping you, because if they weren't opening your emails, they weren't really engaging, it wasn't really helping your deliverability. So this actually weeds out people who no longer, it's not their thing anymore. But for those who are, they respond yes. And so we get a variety of answers. And so this is just a screenshot of, I just searched in my inbox for some of the responses, and we got a lot. In fact, I think this one, it might have been 60 or 70 responses we got of people, basically, some it's just yes, some it's like, they're pouring out like this, like, story, like, of like, oh my gosh, da, 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 like telling us whatever they want to tell us. So it just prompted it. Sometimes people are like, I don't know if this one's a autoresponder email, but I feel like I want to tell you X, Y, and Z. And so it just starts this conversation. And so we got, these over to our sales team, and then that actually ended up being several booked calls. So not having to, create ads, no, additional lead magnets, no hard work, just basically like kind of just going up to the tree and shaking it a little bit to see what fruit comes out. So then similar one we've used, are you still happy with your result? Or sorry, not still, are you happy with your whatever topic results? And you can wordsmith that a little bit. But basically, the previous one was, are you still interested? This one is, are you happy with your results? You actually want people to say no. So in this case, like, if they say no, or, ideally they say something more than just no, they tell you a little bit, like, some people were saying like that they just launched their first product, or, we had a drop in our sales, So this is not only can we have a conversation, but we go into it knowing a little bit of what their pain point is. And so, some of it is like, people saying, somebody said they had strong year over year growth. That was like the fourth one from the bottom there. So that's good. So if they say, hey, I am happy with my results. Okay. What can we do to make it better? And then the ones that say no, it's just as simple as, okay, great. Let's see what we can do to help you with that. And so at least opens the door to conversations. And we did get several bookings out of these as well. Then another one I've used, and I don't have a screenshot where I could find the exact wording of the email, but I have used this one before, and I've seen a lot of people use this too. So you can test this out, and this one does work. Want my help with topic? And sometimes you can also add like a little bit, like here I just said, would you be interested in getting my help with whatever the topic result is that they're after? And then you say, hey, I'll send over the details. Or you might even say, I'm looking to put together if you have a group coaching program, you can say, a group on X, Y, and Z. Or I have a couple openings coming up, if you have to limit the number of clients that you have, or, whatever the case is, you could just say, I've got openings for, to take on someone looking for whatever the topic is. So different derivations or variations, however you want to say that, all of those work pretty well. And so these are 3 simple emails you could do, which again, if you'd like a copy of this, just down below, type in email in the chat and either myself or my team will get you a copy of this. And so the one thing I would say though is like, don't send these right away, like one after another. Like they start to lose a little bit of their effectiveness when you ask these kind of like direct pointed questions. If you send it out to your whole audience. And one thing we had done actually with the, are you still interested in scaling on Amazon was, we sent it first actually to the people who hadn't opened our emails in, I believe it was 6 months. We got a lot of people responding and opening back up. So we re-engaged them. And so we also sent it to people in a separate send to people who hadn't received that email and then also had opened our email in the last 6 months. We got a lot of responses out of that one too. And so because it works so well with re-engaging people we hadn't heard from in a while, we actually added it in for this particular company in ActiveCampaign, where after, in their case now, it's after 4 months. If somebody hasn't engaged with any emails, they get sent that email. And that kind of gets some people back going like, oh, they're opening it. They're more likely to open it when they see that question. And so that gets more re-engagement going and flowing. And we've had good success with that. And that one we've been actually using for a year. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments in the chat down below. And thank you for watching this. And again, my name is Kevin Sanderson from LGN Marketing, and that's helping you generate more leads and nurture them into clients. Take care.